Serene? Quite the opposite. Hello and thank you for clicking on this video where I'll be sharing my experience on Kiwi Ear's latest collaboration headphone with the Z Reviews, and this is the Kiwi Ear's Serene, which is a closed-back planar magnetic driver coming in at $159 US. If you're new to this space, Z Reviews is another very popular audio reviewer and he has many collaborations with companies as well, so it'll be interesting to see his take with Kiwi Ears. But before we dive deeper into this headphone, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Linsel for sending this unit in exchange for my honest feedback. However, as always, all thoughts and opinions are my own and are not influenced by any parties. If you're interested in this or any other products that are featured on this channel, I'll leave some links in the description section of this video for you to check out. And if you've been enjoying my content, I hope you'll hit that like and subscribe button as they'll help the channel a lot and I'd appreciate your support. We're off to an interesting start when you have a sticker label over the box, but it's actually for the better since the label is promoting the bigger driver than initially printed. But is this a sign for things to come? We'll find out soon enough. Inside the box, you'll be greeted by the headphones themselves. They also provided you with a braided cable with the Z Reviews and Kiwi Ears logo at the neck hook. And overall, the cable has a nice feel to it and is pretty lightweight. So if you like lightweight cables that won't be tangling often, this cable ticks the box. The design of the headphone does stand out, especially with the purple. Z Reviews collaboration always has that splash of purple color mixed into the design, and it definitely brings some excitement to the design overall, especially when done tastefully, which I think Kiwi Ears have done. So you've got the splash of purple in the headband and also on the faceplate, and the rest is black, with Kiwi Ears and Z Reviews logo etched to the faux leather material on top of the headband, and inside the ear cups has that purple fabric cover as well. With the cable design, it's all very cohesive, very sleek matte black color with some pop from the purple. I quite like the design of this headphone and it's sturdy enough to take a bit of push and pull. The ear cups has some plush to it, but there's not much movement vertically from the ear cups, but it does rotate 90 degrees on the other end. So testing fit and comfort, overall it wears okay. You've got some support from the headband and the ear cups, but the ear cups are resting on your ears due to its size, and I can see those having larger ears may have some issues depending on your preference, but it's light enough that you can wear this for long listening sessions. Unfortunately for my headphone, I'm having driver flex issues where pressing on the ear cups you can hear the crinkly sound from the drivers. Of course, you're not going to be pressing on your ear cups when you're listening to music, but it's definitely not something you'd want to have from a headphone. But my biggest issue with this headphone is not so much the sound. Well, the sound has some concerns as well, but we'll get to that later. But my biggest issue with the headphone is the fact that it has some form of distortion when the bass hits. I'm not sure if it's the driver installation issues, I'm not sure if it's specifically my unit that's having this issue, but that buzzing sound every time a bass note hits, it's really distracting and it really takes you out of the experience. Putting that buzz aside, the overall presentation is on the darker side, which is good if you want something with a smooth sounding presentation. The trumpets are pushed back in the background, so you're not going to get that crisp, airy attack from air instruments, and you're getting that fullness and warmth from the lower regions. But for a planar headphone, I'm surprised it doesn't extend deep into the sub bass, so while there's some meat to the bass notes, it doesn't have that rumble in the foundation to keep things lively. Imaging on this headphone is pretty good. The overall sound is on the forward side, so that definitely lends itself in bringing some of the details forward to your attention, but it's missing some of that note refinement since the amount of treble isn't in balance with the amount of bass it's providing. But at least it's giving vocal notes a bit of that fullness, but I think they've made it a little bit too heavy or thick, so the bass note doesn't have that cleanliness to its attack, nor does it have much texture. It's like a right hook from a heavyweight without any of its power. Overall, it ticks the usual box of bringing a warm and smooth sounding presentation, but as highlighted before, that one flaw just brings the entire experience down. And it's a pretty safe tuning, but nothing to me that would make this headphone stand out from its competitors. Speaking of which, so just looking at other alternatives in the budget planar space, the FiiO FT1 Pro is simply a better headphone at bringing you more clarity and details, and is built so much better. The Jade Audio JT7 is also another headphone that brings similar profile as the Kiwi Ear Serene, but it does it better in a sense where it's still clearer but is retaining that warmth and speed from the planar. Granted, the Serene looks better than the JT7, but the JT7 is much more comfortable to wear and it has larger pads to cover your ears. So these are two options that are priced quite close to the Kiwi Ear Serene, but they just bring a much better presentation and package overall. So in summary, It's a shame whenever a headphone release is marred by its QC flaws. I hope the next batch release would have better QC control so that anyone who wants a smooth and bassy presentation will be able to listen to this, but as it is right now, there's just plenty of warm planar headphone options out there that outshines this release. A real shame. It looks nice at least. However, this is based on one man's experience and I'm curious to know your thoughts. Have you purchased the Kiwi Ears Serene and do you have the same issues as I do? Comment below and let me know, and with that all said, thank you once again to Lintel for this opportunity and to all of you for watching. See you in the next video.